You're listening to DraftKings Network.
You know that sound. It's the sound of money hitting your Venmo account, a friend paying you back, or maybe it's getting cash back from your favorite business when you pay with the Venmo debit card, or it's realizing you can pay with Venmo at checkout at thousands of brands. Now, there are so many more ways to answer the question, what's your Venmo? Download Venmo today. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. pursuant to license by MasterCard International Incorporated. Dosh Cashback terms apply.
One of the things the aforementioned Matthew Kugler has been doing with these South Beach sessions that this week has Pat Riley is he's been trying to provide me a different place where I can tell some people that I admire or that I have relationships with how it is that I feel about them while they're still living. And in the spirit of that, what I am doing with Dan Patrick in New Orleans as a testament to someone who's a bit of a hero for me and gave us permission to do the things that we do the way that we do them. We are creating I don't like the Super Bowl going that week. I'm not even going to be a part of all of our Super Bowl coverage that week because I want to go do this thing with Dan Patrick to honor somebody who I really admire for getting to the top of our business the fairest way. Like no one's got anything bad to say about how he got to the top of things. And so we have this night. This bar's cool. I've been there before, I think on New Year's Eve. It's one of the most fun nights of my life.
Was that the mashed potatoes with my dad?
No, that was a different night. We pulled him out of a dungeon place on... He was on.
What was he on?
He was later that night. He had mashed potatoes in his hair while he was sleeping crisscross applesauce in the bed with his jeans on.
That's what he does. It's weird.
Oh, wow.
But Tom Jordan dragged him out of a dungeon in New Orleans, and Greg was just laying on his back like a crucifix.
I think the word dungeon needs explaining.
Yeah. No, it was a dungeon. It was a place. It was a bar that was known as a dungeon. Anyway, Tipitina's is not that place. It's a great place, and if you want, are there still tickets available? Ticketweb.com.
I think there are some tickets available. Ticketweb.com. If you just casually search Dan Le Batard in the search bar, it'll take you right to it. Also, for those watching along on any of our broadcast partners, Peacock and YouTube, we have a QR code on the screen right now. Right there, I'm pointing to it. You can screen that, and the link will come up right there on your phone. But yeah, tickets are limited to this, and it's going to be a great event. I love your dynamic with Dan Patrick. You're going to be giving it to each other here on this stage a little bit. Yep, nope, that's actually going to happen. They're going to have intercourse on this stage.
Yes, that is correct.
That is right. After the meet and greet.
Yes. That'll go viral.
Yes.
So that is a different
meet
package that is available.
You hope.
We got plenty of cuck chairs set up alongside.
All right.
The meet and greet.
You're spelling the meat. All right. Very good. Excellent work by everybody involved. Again, you can listen to us and see us and watch us in more places than ever before. Samsung TV Plus. I mean, Mike just mentioned we're partners with Dan Patrick, Peacock, NBC Sports now, YouTube and Max, Roku, Vizio Watch Free Plus, and Juju Gotti is here to dominate all of those platforms. We have to do a Thursday Thunder with Juju Gotti. What are the criticisms today? I didn't think there was enough Greg Cote today. There's never enough Greg Cote. He was playing hurt. He's on some sort of medications. We lost him about 6 or 7 segments ago.
He's dancing.
One of the main criticisms was, first of all, good to see all you beautiful people. One of the main criticisms was, Greg Cote, if you say you look better with no eyebrows, put your money where your mouth is, brother. You can't challenge or say, I will beat Michael Jordan, and then he walk up and you not checking the ball.
Okay, that's fair.
You're going to have to shave those brothers respectfully.
Okay, you understand that I got to run that past my boss ultimately. Because if my wife wants eyebrows on me, they're staying on.
Well, this is the thing. Hold on a second.
Well, next time you do it for real, having Lucy disguise them is just not good enough.
What we just did with Lucy and makeup is not the way to do this, and now you're back to normal again, and you got your eyebrows fine. The thing that was interesting about what we were doing before is the idea that you would come home without asking your wife, that your wife would discover. You come home, she would stare at you and be like, what did you do at work? And you will not have told her, I shaved my eyebrows, without knowing that it takes 3 or 4 months for them to grow back.
Yeah, no, that would not go over well.
You didn't think of any of that when you said that you would shave your eyebrows, and when you told Mina Kimes you would shave your eyebrows if Jared Goff wins MVP.
Yeah, that's true. I may have misspoken there. Luckily, it was not recorded, and nobody can prove I said that. In my 20s, when I had a full beard, I once shaved half my beard, meaning this part of my face had an entire beard, and this part of my face was clean shaven.
Everyone's done that in the bathroom. Did you leave the house with it?
No, but I surprised your mother with it.
I you know what? I'm sorry. Let me get to Juju in a second.
Somewhere there's a photograph of me.
Okay, first, what he is saying there, I was at a dinner the other day. Okay, this was at Sam Morrill's birthday party in New York. And
Name dropper.
Hold on a second.
Sheesh.
Hold on a second. Okay, forgive me, because I didn't know the people who were with us, and one of them is a comedian named, do I have this right? Ari Shaffir?
Shafir? Ari Shafir?
Ari Shafir,
Yes.
yeah.
And he had his face shaved that way. He went out that way. And with also, I think he did it with his hair as well. I think. And I'm like, what are we doing there? You guys believe that Greg Cote 40 years ago spent how much time with his face this way?
Most of a day.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
No, most of a day, because I did it as a gag.
Okay.
I wanted to surprise my wife with it.
And you did, and then
Yeah.
what happened?
And then she said, please continue shaving.
But it took most of a day to get to that point?
Yeah, because I had to wait for her to come home from work.
All right. Juju, I'm sorry that I did any of this to you and your segment. We don't need the help of Greg Cote and his half
I
a
love
beard.
Greg Cote. I love Greg Cote. He can
Thank you,
talk the
Juju.
whole time.
All right. What
I
else
love you too.
What do we have to get to? I didn't think there was enough Greg Cote in the show today.
Yeah, I mean, you guys pretty much covered, I feel like at this point, it's safe to say we have covered every angle of the Jimmy Butler, Pat Riley saga until this Friday on South Beach Sessions. But I think we have covered it as far as the internet is saying.
We'll have more tomorrow. We have an entire
Yes, we will.
roundtable discussion with 70 people tomorrow.
By the way, there's one more angle that we haven't explored yet. Me and Jeremy are waiting to pop this one on the crew. Probably tomorrow, maybe.
Okay,
I can't
more
wait.
teasing. Excellent work by all involved. I do wonder, though, can you guys tell me, just out of curiosity, what is the right amount to do these things? And I ask this sincerely, okay? We love the transaction and basketball. The soap opera stuff is just wonderful. And you expect it. Well, not only did you expect it from us on Monday, I saw how you turned out in numbers that were very large because you did want it for the first 2 days. And is that about the limit on some of this stuff? Is it 2 days off of 2 weeks of vacation? Is it 3 days? Is it 4 days? Because, again, we're going to have yet more for you on Friday on Jimmy versus Riley. But it is stupid.
I would say the limit is by however much Jeremy talks.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah, my
probably don't
patience
do
is
that.
fine with it until he starts speaking.
Yeah, I get it.
And it wears very thin.
Super cool. Enough, Jeremy.
Finally, you guys have
What do
seen
you do with your eyebrows, man? There's something
not my
going
fault.
on. Did you put color in it?
Honestly, they might have.
They might have.
Hold on.
The whole makeup team.
What does that
Very
mean?
good,
What
John
they
Jeremy.
might have? You get your eyebrows done by what?
Okay. Our makeup person today is a different makeup person than we've had previously, and she put a little brush through my hair. I thought she was just brushing the brows. Maybe she was just brushing the brows. Maybe my incredible eyebrows that are perfectly
They're
coiffed.
not incredible. When
there's
you did
something
that
going
thing,
on.
there's
Dude, that is
something
freshly
going on.
cut.
Yeah,
That right there.
And it
I
was
mean, not freshly cut.
You pluck your eyebrows too because
looks
there's
like
some
I
other
definitely-
hairs.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely I get my barber to kind of shape them up. I mean, come on.
Sorry, there we go. We got to the bottom of it.
All
Of course
right.
I do. But
Thank
that's
you.
that was
Well,
that
that's
was
all he
weeks
was
ago.
asking. Finally, we got an admission. We got honesty. Juju, what else do we have today? What are the other criticisms? What polls do we have to update?
Yes, sir. In sports, if it happened in the 1950s, did it really happen? 68% of the audience says no, it never happened.
Rick Barry about to call up again.
I know, but I mean, what's okay? If it's not 50s, is it 40s? Is it 30s? Is it 60s? Is it what? Like, where is it? Where in sports are you like? Yeah, that wasn't actually what sports are today.
1800s.
When the black
No,
people start
I'm
playing.
serious. Like, when I read about some team that no longer exists having won a World Series in 1896, I'm like, really? No, that
The
didn't
Cleveland
happen.
Spiders or something like
I've
that?
learned that you
something
can
like that.
convince me that any team in baseball was named a ridiculous thing. Like, I see all these stats, and I think they could
I
be
know.
trolling me, but it's just like,
That's right.
yeah,
The
like,
Akron Top Hatters.
yeah, the
Brooklyn-
rubber feet of like anything.
Bridegrooms.
That's me and Zach Harper had so much fun during the pandemic doing radio because we talked about so much about the Brooklyn Bridegrooms every single day. This date in sports history. The Brooklyn Bridegrooms beat the Akron Top Hatters.
Right.
13-1. And it's like, what? In a doubleheader. Also, by the way, when we were looking up Cesar Tovar, right? And his stats, he played for the Minnesota Twins. Me and Jeremy discovered the Twins logo back then in the 60s.
It's amazing.
Unhinged. It is basically the Mississippi River and then two baseball players shaking hands over the Mississippi River. That was
They
their
need to
logo.
bring it back. I would wear any gear that the Minnesota Twins had with that logo on it. It's hilarious.
You know what would have been great if you'd given it to video so that people could then look at what you're talking
People
about.
listen. People listen
Give him
too.
a second down.
Theater of the mind.
There it is.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look, we
Oh,
did
that's
it.
great.
I meant to mention that we'd cover this logo in the pre-show meeting.
Thank you, Lewis.
Juju, what else do you what else do you have for us?
Is Earl Woods a funny name?
I'm going to get crucified on this one.
56% of the audience says yes, it is.
Wow, there it is.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's a landslide.
A big victory for Greg Cote. What's funny about the name Earl Woods?
It just strikes you as
It
funny.
has to be Earl, right?
They don't go together. The Earl doesn't go with Woods. Woods doesn't go with Earl. You put them together,
Lou
that's
Dort.
magic.
Lou Dort.
Lou Dort can't be the name of somebody who is successful at athleticism.
Why not?
Because it can't be. Who else is? I'm just saying. I understand Lou Dort is great at defense. I just say the name Lou Dort does not give off athletic prowess. What else do we have, Juju?
As far as polls, that's pretty much it. We got a lot of people didn't like my super rule from yesterday. Salute. So I'll take accountability.
What?
Maybe I need to go back to the drawing board on some of my super rules.
Let's
but
hear
I
the,
got
no.
kicked in the
no,
pants.
No, all right. Let's. You want Greg Cote and Amin Al-Hassan as allies. Give them your super rule and see what they think as you present this to Greg Cote for the first time.
Well, just for the regular season of football, the NFL regular season, in overtime, instead of allowing the first team that scores, if the first team scores a touchdown, game over instantly, we don't get to see Michael Penix become the star we think he is. So I think if you go for two as well as score that first touchdown, now game over. And as well as, hey, you went for two, now all we need is a touchdown and an extra pizzo. You dig, Mo?
It's not bad.
What do you think?
It's not bad.
He raised a real eyebrow, and there was no skepticism in it. It was an eyebrow of salute.
It was. Because college football does that, right? Like when you get down to their fourth or fifth overtime, they require you to go for two. So that's a
Right.
similar scenario there.
So, Juju, this is what I would compare it to. When you're playing pickup basketball and people are arguing about a call, how do we break the tie of that argument?
We shoot it from the top of the
shoot
key.
for it. Now, is it the first guy who shoots for it, that's it, he wins? Or do I get a chance
Yep.
to match?
Oh,
I
see
get
there
it
now.
I get a chance to
Yeah.
match. So I think like it's only fair in overtime. Yes, whoever scores, you score a touchdown, I got to match it. I can't come down and kick a field goal or whatever or keep this thing going.
So we're back to agreement with the Super Bowl after the
like it.
audience rejected it, and
Yes.
Juju was going to apologize for it and take
Nope.
it back. Juju was about to run for the hills, taking it back.
Well, guess what? He's got allies now. We got your back.
Congratulations. Let's ride into the storm with Juju and do the Thursday Thunder.
That's right. It's Thursday Thunder, and it's presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Juju, what do we got?
This Thursday Thunder, we'll be traveling to the NFL. So I'm taking my game ball, and with this ball, I will never lose. It was given to me by
that is a
Lucy
good ball.
Rodine. She is so perfect that my picks are now about to be the same.
Look at
So I'm
this.
starting off with Lad McConkey. You feel me? From your Los Angeles Chargers. No, who has it better than Lad this weekend? Nobody, because I think they will march into Houston, get the job done, and I think he's one of Justin Herbert's top targets all year. So why not 6 catches? Why not now?
That football is what? A disco football? It is a sparkly, amazing football. That is a celebratory. You're promising undefeated victory football.
Yes, this is victory football given to me by Lucy Rodin. Salute to her, 1,000%. My second leg, A.J. Brown, over 5.5 catches. You see in the media, whenever he goes and says a couple of things to Jalen that gets under his skin, he's going to make sure he gives him the ball. And I feel like we're still in that radius of weeks where he wants to make sure AJ is fed. So 5.5 catches over for my brother A.J. Brown this weekend.
And what else you got?
Also, Saturday, George Pickens, 3.5 catches. Over that. If George Pickens cannot get 3.5 catches Saturday,
you trust him?
I trust Dangerous because I know how mad George Pickens will be if he don't get 4 balls, and I know that they're going to be pretty much trailing a lot in that game. So yeah, I don't think the Boston Ravens defensive coverage is as good as it used to be. So I think over for George Pickens, 3.5 catches.
Did they used to be the Boston Ravens in the 1800s?
Yes.
I believe that what Juju has just done there with 2/3 of this bet is he has basically said,
Coppin.
Is he in
told
the
you, don't
money?
make me laugh.
he has basically said that 2/3 of this bet is George Pickens and A.J. Brown are going to be pissed off if they don't get the football. So their quarterbacks better throw them the ball during a playoff game. It's the disgruntled off in the Thursday Thunder. Thank you, Juju. We appreciate it.
Got to keep him gruntled.
Thank y'all.